Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome to the video. I hope your day has been great. Mine's been awesome, and today we have a juicy video. We're starting off with ShadowBurn, and unfortunately for him, his Overwatch League search is not going so great. It's actually not going good at all. And because of this, he's had to make certain PR moves in order to make himself look more like a target, but it still isn't working. So we're going to start off with ShadowBurn, and why is he having such an unfortunate search for an Overwatch League team? Then moving on, guys, we are talking about Fissure because he's still trying to claim innocence. He's saying that a lot of the things people believe are hurting his reputation. Basically, overall, he's just playing the victim. We're going to take a look at what he's saying in an interview about the past. Then after that, guys, we're looking at what Muma said about me and Smurf joining the Houston Outlaws. He pretty much denied it completely and said, I don't know what I'm talking about. We're going to take a look at that clip. I will give my response. And then in the last part of the video, we are taking a look at some of my clips. So if you guys are excited to watch this video, please do go ahead and subscribe for more daily Overwatch League content. And now without further ado, let's hop into the video. Alright, so what may come to a surprise to many of you guys and is a huge shock to me is that ShadowBurn is not receiving any offers in the Overwatch League. He can hardly get tryouts. And he has had to resort to a strong PR move in order to make himself look really good and potentially make these expansion teams want to pick him up. So let's go ahead and hop into that PR move I'm talking about. ShadowBurn tweeted this out a week ago. I helped my fan follow his dream. Read more in this tweet long. So you click the tweet long and he says this. I helped my fan follow his dream. This guy lives in Russia and he is an excellent student at school. He has become my fan since the first Overwatch World Cup in 2016. Began to follow my matches, tried very hard to learn how to play like me. He was working really hard, showing great performances every day. Asked me for advices and noticeably improved level of his play. But unfortunately, his PC broke and he couldn't afford to buy a replacement. Therefore, I made a decision to help him and gifted him a new PC. Now he continues to persistently practice with his team on the way to his dream, becoming a pro player. His name is Slide and I will continue to follow his progress of his career. I really hope that one day you will be able to see him on Overwatch stages. Okay, now the first thing I want to say is before people start freaking out and saying I'm criticizing ShadowBurn for making this move, I absolutely am not. I think this is a smart move from him. If he is struggling to get trials, you do have to go out there and you have to make yourself wanted. This is a great way of doing that. And just because it might be a PR move does not mean that it is not an amazing, amazing thing that ShadowBurn did for his friend, fan, whatever he is. He clearly cares about the guy. You don't just buy somebody a computer and not care about them and just do it for a PR move. But I do understand why he would want to do this because he's not receiving any trials. And I just want to talk about the fact that I find it so unfortunate and unfair that ShadowBurn is not getting a fair shot from these Overwatch League expansion teams. The guy is literally one of the most veteran Western players in the entire world. And I feel like he's getting a raw end of the deal just because he was subbed out for eQO. But you got to look at the facts. eQO is one of the best flex DPS players in the entire league. He went to the grand finals. Almost anybody in that situation would have been benched for eQO because eQO really is a powerhouse in the league, and that's something to talk about another day. Today we want to focus more so on ShadowBurn. And I really do just want to make it clear, guys, I am not criticizing, I'm not trying to take anything away from ShadowBurn. I believe he deserves trials, and if it takes him giving a computer away to one of his friends, then please, ShadowBurn, give computers away because you need to get trials. We need to see you compete in Season 2 of the Overwatch League. We already got robbed in Season 1 and didn't get to see you play that much. And we got a small taste of it at the World Cup, which is a big reason why I am super confused that ShadowBurn is not getting any offers and not really getting trials. Because his performance was unreal. He played so many different heroes at such a high level. Against some of the best Overwatch League players in the world from South Korea and Finland. He even went head to head with players like Carpe, Linkser, and Taimu on Widowmaker. And then when he had to pick up slack on Hanzo, he did the same thing there. So as you guys can tell, I'm super surprised, and I'm sure many of you are, because I did want to experiment a little bit on Twitter today before I made this leak. So I tweeted two things out. My first one was, I have a feeling some people may not want to believe the leak tonight. And that's because I feel like everyone is going to assume there's no way ShadowBurn isn't getting trials, there's no way he's not getting offers, and there's no way he had to resort to this PR move in an attempt to get more trials. He should have every single team sending him huge checks. And then to further back this up, I tweeted out, feel the burn or don't feel it, I guess. Kind of alluding to, yeah, I'm talking about ShadowBurn, but we're not really feeling the burn because he's not getting any trials. And I wanted to see what people's reactions were. And of course, everybody down below in their responses was, oh, ShadowBurn got re-signed, ShadowBurn to Shock, ShadowBurn to Boston, ShadowBurn to this team, that team, Dallas Fuel. And this is exactly why I think everybody is going to be shocked about this. We assume he's going to be on an Overwatch League team. He's getting multiple trials, multiple offers everywhere, but that just has not been the case for him so far. And there is a good chance we don't see him join an expansion team and maybe not even Season 2 Overwatch League, guys. So overall, it's just really shocking to me that ShadowBurn is in this position. Hopefully this leak in this video can raise more awareness that he isn't getting the love he should be getting, and it could possibly help him now get more trials and get offers. Because let's be honest, guys, like, it's ShadowBurn. He's one of the greatest players of all time, and he's not washed up. He seems to be better than he ever was. It would be an absolute atrocity if ShadowBurn did not make Overwatch League Season 2. So comment down below, guys. Let me know how you feel about this whole entire situation. Do you think ShadowBurn should be on an Overwatch League team? Let us know. And now let's move on to Fissure. So Newsweek did an article and interview with Fissure, and this is what was in the article. Rumors swirling around Fissure joining Seoul Dynasty have been around since July. Overwatch reporter Slasher tweeted that Fissure was getting benched for a substitute because he was unhappy on the Gladiators and wanted to move to an all-Korean roster, most likely Seoul Dynasty. Fissure denied these claims at the time, calling the statements bullshit and saying that he didn't know his absence would affect the community this much. And then Fissure's response to this was, at that point, nothing was set in stone. Fissure said about the controversy, I also wasn't allowed to confirm anything, so I wanted to respect the organization's wishes. People sometimes believe in what they want to believe, and I understand people love these rumors because they are entertaining. To be honest, some of these rumors that aren't truthful are really hurtful, but no matter what, I know that even though there is some negatives on the other side, there were fans who are supportive. They're like doctors that treat my wounds so I can recover. And that's it, guys. Fissure still trying to defend himself and say those accusations from Slasher were not true, which, to be honest, most of the community now has come to terms and accepted the fact that, yeah, maybe Fissure was unhappy and he wanted to join a full Korean team because, well, he did go and join a full Korean team. And the LA Gladiators are yet to defend him and say that he wasn't unhappy and he wasn't toxic or he didn't have this tantrum. So pretty much everything points to Fissure being in the wrong here, and the fact that he is still bringing it up and still trying to defend himself is really weird to me. If he would just like let this go, by the time Season 2 starts or like the middle of Season 2, nobody's going to be talking about how Fissure was unhappy with the LA Gladiators last year. They're going to be talking about, oh wow, Fissure's doing this for the Seoul Dynasty, or wow, Fissure's not doing this for Seoul Dynasty. So the fact that he's still going on and on about it is a little odd. I think he should just move on. Look forward to what's going on with Seoul Dynasty and Season 2 because we're going to forget about it eventually. We are. Everybody makes mistakes. I've made plenty over my career, and all you have to do is admit your faults and work forward to making yourself a better person, and you'll find that people will forgive you. It's not what is going to define his career, and I honestly just feel like he is still super salty at Slasher that it got leaked out, because Fissure really went from being like the poster boy of the Overwatch League, at least for the Western scene, to like a guy that just seems like a dick. But that's pretty much it for Fissure. There's no need to talk about it anymore. I think he should just move on. Everyone's eventually going to forget about it, and now let's go ahead and talk about Muma, because he is denying one of my leaks that Smurf is joining the Houston Outlaws main Overwatch League roster. Let's go ahead and roll the clip of him talking about me.
What do you think of Smurf joining Houston? I think that mykL has no idea what he's talking about. I still like mykL though. He just doesn't really know what he's saying.
That's actually so funny at the end how he's like, oh, I actually really like mykL still. I like you too, Muma. You're a great guy. But, you know, I think you might not know what you're talking about here, because let's go ahead and go over some reactions that we've had from certain players when it comes to things getting leaked. So typically we'll see three things that players do over and over when it comes to leaks about their team. Either the first one is they actually genuinely do not know what is going on because the management wants to keep it from them for many reasons. We saw this with the Fissure and Rascal trades. These guys had no idea they were getting traded until it actually happened. Then the second thing is that they deny it and they want to protect their own names and brand so they can try to save face with the community. We saw this in the case of Fissure, and we also saw it in the case of Envy and Fate. And then the third reason is they deny because they might be salty a little bit because it's getting leaked. We kind of saw this with Fissure again, and we also saw it with Wizard Young when I reported he was going to DC. He pretty much denied it, and then 10 hours later, it was officially announced. So these are like the most common reasons players will deny a leak. And I think in this case, it's more so that Muma just really doesn't know what's going on, and that the management hasn't told them that they signed Smurf to their main roster because of many different reasons. One that I think is really happening is that Houston Outlaws, they move Smurf up to the main roster so they can trade him. So say you're Boston Uprising and you want to pick up Smurf. You can't though because he's signed to an academy team that isn't yours. And also right now, you wouldn't even be able to pick him up because Overwatch League teams from Season 1 can't even pick players up until I think October 11th. So if a team really wanted to pick up Smurf right now that was in Season 1, they run the risk of losing him to an expansion team. So a way for him to be picked up by another team is for Houston Outlaws to sign them to his main roster and then for somebody to offer to trade from him. And then also for the Houston Outlaws, a way to get something good from Smurf is to move him up to the main roster and then trade him, which I can see happening with the San Francisco Shock. So I'm not calling Muma a liar here, I just feel like he doesn't know what is going on because it really doesn't concern him. And there's no reason for the management to want to tell the players right now because it could possibly get leaked, so they want to keep it to as many people as possible. So that's pretty much it, guys. If you did enjoy this video, let me know down in the comments. Be sure to drop a like on it, and if you want to watch daily Overwatch League videos, be sure to click that red subscription box. I upload multiple videos every single day, guys. And that's gonna be it for me, guys. Thank you for watching. Seriously, I really do appreciate all of the support. I'm out of here, guys. Peace.